Hey guys, Slender Magic here, and tomorrow is the big day, Tuesday the 22nd. It is the start of spoiler season for the new Battlebond set that'll be coming out, I think June 8th or something like that. So naturally, Wizards released like 20 freaking spoilers today. What the hell is wrong with you, Wizards? Welcome to the most needlessly angry spoiler video you've ever seen. I already took the maximum dose of Tylenol allowable in a 24-hour period today, and I can't get into the doctors till tomorrow, so to say I'm in a bad mood wouldn't even fucking cover it. I'm lucky I even dragged my ass out of bed to make this fucking video because Wizards is like, ooh, here, have all this shit a day early. Well, fuck you, Wizards. And I have a special message for anybody else who's like, Des, your videos are so negative. Why all the negativity? Why can't it all be flowers and rainbows? I have an answer for you, actually. Well, little Timmy, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, with absolute sincerity, fuck you. Before we get into spoilers, though, let's read two statements that are really the only valuable information you could take away from this garbage article that's like 37 fucking miles long. I skimmed it. I skimmed it. Like I skimmed my skim. But the two pieces of information that I got from it are, I think this is Gavin talking. He said, my set design team wrapped up all the work on the set in November 2016. What the fuck? So everything they've learned from their massive string of mistakes in the last 2 years didn't go into this. Holy shit. Do you guys hear that? Do you hear that sound? It's a Category 5 shitstorm blowing in, and it's heading towards the coast. The Wizards of the Coast, specifically. That play on words made way more sense in my head and was just fucking hilarious. Not so much in the recording. I'm leaving it in, though, because fuck you. So any famous cards printed lately? Nope, you're not going to see them. Anything that's been reprinted in the Masters set since then, you probably are going to see it, or maybe you won't. I don't know. It's just, finishing this in 2016 is disastrously stupid. It's not that much time, but think about all the massive just mistakes and just card design errors that Wizards had lately. Oh my God. We do not need another set that was designed around 2016, okay? 2016 was not a good time for them. The second thing is they made sure to outline this because kids fighting to the death is bad. They said, also note, the fighting here is non-lethal. That does remind me this whole set was supposed to be sports, remember? Because I totally lampooned the crap out of that when they announced it. So I was like, oh good, they're gonna play volleyball. Great. But I thought it'll be interesting. Maybe it'll go well, maybe it won't. But now it just looks like it's gladiator crap and they're fighting. I mean, we've seen next to nothing from it, although I have seen the 20 cards that I'm about to reveal. Nothing really screams sports to me, but we'll see. I mean, literally, I haven't even seen a ball or like a goal or like a field with lines on it, a court. It really just looks like people fighting to me. And they put up this ridiculous artwork where it's, oh, look at all the happiness and flowers and, boy, it's basically the Rose Bowl. Okay, Wizards, explain this. And I don't mean the hair color. You don't need to explain that. He's a freaking SJW artist drawing themselves. Oh, did I say he? Did I just assume his gender when people with that hair color usually are under the mistaken mental impression that they're a different gender than they factually are? Then again, honestly, that might be a woman. Anyway, the actual takeaway from this is, do you lose the game when you fall in the lava? Is that what happens? Or do you just burn and die? Is lava there for decoration? Is this a horrible accident that we're seeing? Nobody's ever supposed to fall off that ledge? Put a gate up then, maybe. Put a fence up. Put a little guardrail. You know what it looks like to me? Is people fall in the lava and lose. And by lose, I mean die. And by die, I do mean lose. I mean, they did say it's a competition. So the fighting here is non-lethal. But the lava is. I mean, what is that, a hologram? And I mean, okay, maybe it is. Maybe it's just for effect. Maybe it's all pillows. I don't know. But, I feel like kids with imaginary friends fighting to the death and throwing each other in the lava, I wouldn't rule it out yet. Hey, speaking of kids, Pierre's Whim, the first card. Are you thinking what I am? Kingdom Hearts 3 looks great. And also, hey, Pierre, why the hell are you white?
Oh my God, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white.
My name's not Karen, bitch, and I'm asking because here's a side-by-side. I assume that's Pierre in the picture. What kind of reverse Michael Jackson crazy shit are we looking at here? So I assume 3 seconds after this picture was taken, he lost a hand, and then that somehow made him black. I don't see the association there, but also I'm not a medical professional. Are the Wizards of the Coast SJWs now jumping on board with that I identify as a black woman even though I'm not bullshit that was in the media from that crazy bitch? Like, legit, that lady has mental problems, okay? Anyway, let's read this stupid card. Okay, sorcery 4 cost, great. For each player, choose friend or foe. Gee, I wonder what you'll choose. Maybe the people you're trying to beat will be foe and the people on your team will be friend. Each friend searches their library for a land card, puts it onto the battlefield, tapped, then shuffles their library. For 4 mana as a sorcery, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Each foe sacrifices an artifact or enchantment they control. Wow, what a hard decision. What difficult choices. I guess you could force an opponent to shuffle if you know what's on top of their deck because of a reveal effect or something. This is the polar opposite of where they said they wanted to go, with more decisions in the hand of the player. This is so obvious what you would choose, it's not even a decision, it's just stupid. Also, it's a crap card, also why the hell is he white, and also it costs 4 and it's a sorcery and it's a waste of a rare slot. So, let's move on. Number 2, Eager Construct, which I'm fairly certain was just in Kaladesh, wasn't it? I don't know, I'm too lazy to check. When it enters the battlefield, each player may scry 1. Yeah, that is definitely from either Kaladesh or 8th Revolt, I remember that. So, I mean, I guess your ally gets to scry, but so does your opponents. I don't think anybody put this in a deck ever for any reason. I don't think people even played this at the pre-release. You could literally be short on creatures and be like, yeah, but I don't want to speed up their deck because my deck sucks. So you would not put this in, even though it's a 2/2 for 2. The card freaking blows. Let's go to the next one. Charging Binox. Oh, cool. It's not a dinosaur, it's a beast. Guess I didn't see Ixalan coming because they finalized this in 2016 and it freaking shows. Then again, not a lot of furry dinosaurs out there, so I don't know. But assist, another player can pay up to 7 of this spell's cost. Dun dun dun! Oh boy, you can combine your mana to get a 7/5 trampler for 8. What great value. But then again, I mean, the whole point is you pay 4, they pay 4, and this comes out really damn early. So that actually is appropriate, but this card's dead on arrival in any format where you don't have an ally. But I think that's the point. But it's gonna kind of affect the card values. But then again, this is a common. But I don't know, this whole assist thing, some of the, you know, oh, they're together, partner thing, whatever, friend or foe, it just doesn't really seem to have a whole lot of value outside the set. But then again, these aren't modern legal, they aren't standard legal, they're commander legal, and they would fit in commander pretty well. So I don't know, I guess we'll see. Next up, Doomed Dissenter, which I do believe is a reprint. I think all of these might be reprints. I didn't really check. Well, not all of them, obviously. We just saw Piers, whatever. But, okay, when Doomed Dissenter dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. That's not bad. That's actually a really damn good card. You know, 1/1 for 2, and then you just get it killed. This would be great in Revolt. Oh, that's right. It's not legal in Standard. Whoops. Next up, Doomed Traveler. Ha ha ha. They said, oh, they're together in a set. Who cares? They don't have partners, so they're not really together, are they? So they were like, oh, look, guys, let's do it for the meme. Let's, because they're on theme. Ha ha ha. They don't interact with each other in any way. Oh, they both say doomed. Ha ha ha. Throw them in. Like, if that's the level of thought that went into this, I'm scared. That said, it's a 1/1 for 1, and when it dies, it creates a 1/1 white speecher. Let's go with that. A speecher token with flying, mind you. This is actually an excellent card. I can't believe this is that common. It's such a good card. Next up, Dagrodrome Imp. I do believe that's like an M14 reprint. Might have been Shadows, I don't remember. It's a 1/1 for 2 flying lifelink. That's just classic. It's just annoying. It's like a little mosquito buzzing in your ear. And if you went first, you drop this when they have 1 mana and probably nothing on the field. And they got to waste removal on it or get a life total spread of 2 every single turn. So, kind of do like it. By the way, you put large equipment on this guy, and it gets real quick. Forebear's Blade. Oh, wait, it's not legal in Standard. Oh, that's a shame. Next up, Expedition Raptor. Pretty sure this is a reprint. I'm seeing a theme. It's a 5 cost 2/2, so that's just sheer value right there. When Expedition Raptor enters battlefield, support 2. Put a 1/1 counter of each of up to 2 other target creatures, including your ally, for example. Ooh, I see what you did there. Too bad the card's garbage. Next up, Rushblade Commander. I don't know, this one might not be new. I've never heard of it. That's some pretty baller artwork, actually. I mean, it's pretty damn cartoony, and it honestly looks like something out of Reboot or like WoW from way back in the day. But I kind of like the colors, I guess. Warriors your team controls have haste. Okay, that can't be a reprint because they wouldn't have worded it that way. I don't know what the hell an Azra warrior is either. So, okay, 2/2 for 2, and everybody else can rush into battle. You know, it's just a typical staple uncommon card, I guess. If it's not completely clear, and honestly, they could have given this haste, it would have made way more sense. This grants itself haste. So it's just good, and then if you happen to drop in another warrior, cool, it has haste. You probably won't remember it, though. Next up, we're hitting the land cycle. These are in a really weird order, but Bountiful Promenade, when it enters the battlefield, it enters tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. Great in Commander, depending upon the type of Commander you play. Pretty much garbage anything else. So the question on everybody's mind, I mean, literally everybody's talking about this. Will these be like $30 because they're basically dual lands, or will they be completely worthless because they're just not used in Modern at all? I would lean towards a huge spike early and then just tanking after that. And then obviously resurgence like years from now. I mean, this beats a fetch land, this beats a single check land, barely. It beats a reflecting pool or something similar. It beats a bounce land, it beats a shock land, it beats a pain land. I mean, it's good. It's just everybody only needs one because Commander. What colors are even popular in Commander? Do people need more than one if they're playing 3 color, 4 color, 5 color? The demand is very, very specific. I mean, even Sol Ring now is what, $4, $5, $6? I mean, it can only get so high if people put it in Commander decks, and these are more color specific than Sol Ring. But then again, Sol Ring's been printed to death. So I don't know. I mean, I would show off the rest of these, but you know, it's just the same card with different color combinations, so whatever. So next up we got Centaur Healer. I think this might be reprint 2, white, green, and then generic. When it enters battlefield, you gain 3 life for 3/3. I'm very, very sure that that's like a Journey into Nyx card or something like that. Next up, Augur Spree. Okay, that one we've all heard of. Target creature gets +4/-4 until end of turn for 3 as an instant. It's fun. It's an ambush. It's a kill spell. It's just crazy. I absolutely love every bit of this. What I don't love is M19 is about to come out, and every damn card in the set is apparently a freaking reprint. Or they're just reprinted staples because they're good and they fit in the flavor and whatever. They don't want to design new cards. And they're just showing off the reprints first because they did, after all, say that tomorrow is spoiler day. Way to kill the hype early and lead with a really bad impression, Wizards. Good job. Next up, Huddle Up. That's Ashley Jenkins. I don't know who that guy is. He's not on any of the Rooster Teeth channels. So it has assist. Another player can pay up to 2 of the spell's cost. 2 players, or two target players, each draw a card. It's kind of neat, I guess. It's like a team divination, and, you know, you split it and, like, whatever. Next up, fan favorite, has assist, of course. They could pay basically the generic part. And that's nice because you're sure as hell not going to match colors. I mean, why would you? Especially if you're both building from a sealed pool of 6 packs, which, might I remind you, is impossible. Oh, pardon me, it's possible. It's just your deck will be an absolute dumpster fire. When was the last time you took 6 packs in a pre-release kit, opened it up and said, wow, these 4 colors are amazing. I could play with any of the 4. No, usually you're like, okay, white's good. Holy crap, are any of these other colors even playable? Which one do I pick? Oh my god, this is a disaster. So he's a 2/2 for 4, you pay 2, fan favorite gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Any player may activate this ability. Wonderful. So just to get it up to something even respectable the way it should be, you gotta pay 2 every single time it attacks, basically. Yikes. But it can do it on defense. I mean, it's flexible. Both players can pay for it. If somebody has mana open, but they're top decking, they have garbage in hand, they could like mix and match and start paying for stuff on their friend's side of the field. I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's a cool mechanic. Next up, we got this complete waste of a card, Soaring Showoff. It's a 2/2 flyer for 3, and when it enters the battlefield, each player draws a card, including your opponents. It's like that crappy robot dog thing, but even worse. Next up, Peregrine Drake. Nobody played this when it was legal. It's a 2/3 flyer for 5, so you got to come up with 5. Remember, your teammates can't pay for this spell. I mean, that would have been appropriate. But when Peregrine Drake enters the battlefield, untap up to 5 lands. So it's like, oh, I proved I have 5. Cool, now I can get my 5 back. Unless he was like ramping and, you know, Scion's treasures, whatever. But I should point out, they don't have to be your lands. So it's another teamwork thing, which is why they threw it in. Otherwise, pretty damn bad card. And even considering that, pretty bad card. Next up, Fertile Ground. This just has to be a reprint. If it's not, there's like 50 other cards that do this. Enchantment or enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of any color. Nice little color fixer. Hopefully it doesn't get nuked by land removal, but who the hell plays that? And finally, the big reveal that honestly I could have told you about yesterday because of course they're going to put this in. Doubling season! Hey, flashback everybody, I sounded like Vsauce right there. Hey everyone, Vsauce here. Remember when I said that they're going to dump a pile of money into the set because it's a dumpster fire that nobody wants to buy or play because drafting 2 at a time sounds like the dumbest freaking thing ever? Yeah, here's a $50 card for you. And people actually play this. This isn't just like, oh, it was printed once ever and it's super rare and some people put it in their deck. This is crazy. This card's freaking bonkers and there's little to no cards that ever do anything like this. This is basically the original Panharmonicon, but honestly quite a bit better. It does cost 5, so that severely limits its usability, but still, people put it into stuff. And green is the ramp color, so check this out. If you're not familiar, Doubling Season says, if an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of the tokens instead. So, Anointed Procession. If an effect would put 1 or more counters on a permanent you control, it puts twice that many on of those counters on that permanent instead. I can't even name something that does that because Hardened Scales only does like +1/+1 counters. This does all counters. Hey, ready for the most counterintuitive, just know that's actually not how it works, but you're at least admitting you made a mistake with this ruling? Doubling Season affects cards that enter the battlefield with, and that's in double quotes, a certain number of counters. Triskelion, for example, would enter the battlefield with 6 1/1 counters on it rather than 3. Ruling number 2, Planeswalkers will enter the battlefield with double the normal amount of loyalty counters. However, if you activate an ability whose cost has you put loyalty counters on a Planeswalker, the number you put on isn't doubled. Why? Oh, the end of it says why. This is because those counters are put on as a cost, not as an effect. Sure they are. A lot of costs involve you getting something. Yeah, when you activate a +2 ability, you pay get 2 loyalty counters. That sounds right. What it should say is -2 because you will pay -2. In other words, you'll get 2. A cost implies a payment. It's a liability if this is a balance sheet of counters. So they're just mathematically and logically wrong, but they wrote the rules. I mean, within the rules, this is correct. But guess what, everybody? You'll just drop in a Planeswalker and use its ultimate ability immediately, so fuck it. This card is broken. I hate it. It should be banned in everything. And for some reason, it's fully legal in Legacy and Vintage, probably because it costs 5. Commander, okay, I get that. Anything goes Commander. But also in Modern. But I can't name one single deck it's in. I mean, 5 is really up there. Still, just in principle, ban it. I mean, I hate everything about this card. It's just unfairness in card form. I hate it, and there's a reason it's like $50+. In fact, I personally think Anointed Procession should be currently banned from Standard. It is way too powerful. And remember, we don't even have a Secure the Waste type card. We don't have an X token generator at all. But have you seen Anointed Procession decks? Have you seen the price tag on Anointed Procession? That card is disastrously overpowered. This is that card, but with more added. And yes, it costs 5, which limits what you can do with it, which is why it hasn't been banned yet. If you're not following my logic here, let me give you another example. The card Omniscience should be banned from all formats. Yes, it costs 10 mana to cast and does not have any kind of hexproof. I don't care. I want it banned because fuck that card. Hopefully you follow the logic on that one. So that's it for spoilers for now. So all there is left to say is, hey Wizards, how dare you use StarCraft 1 references as your headers in the article? That's my game, and you better keep your filthy, disgusting writer's hands away from it. So I can't wait for this dumpster fire of a set, and I'm gonna buy it for its singles and not play Two-Headed Giant with it at all. Drafting 2 at a time is the dumbest thing ever because you can't just say, hey, I don't think the other team's pulling blue. That's like the second really good blue card that came, so maybe you should switch your secondary color to blue, like right in front of your opponent. Say that to your partner. That'll go over really well. You'll get past a whole bunch of really good blue cards after you say that. And in the vastly superior sealed format, because sealed is always better than draft. Draft sucks and I love sealed. Woo! I can't wait to build 2 decks out of 6 packs. That sounds like the greatest thing ever. So if you're as excited as I am about Commander 2018 Part 1: Eternal Masters 2 to come out, leave your comments down in the comments section, or don't. I don't give a shit. Buy a shirt, they're awesome. See you guys next video.